Man, it has been really, really cold the past few days, babe.
Yes, it hasn't been above freezing even throughout the day, all week.
Yeah, the hoses are frozen solid all day. It's just been a rough one. I'm sure a lot of you guys are experiencing some of that cold Arctic blast that's coming through.
Yes.
We're kind of not in the middle of it, but we're on the outskirts and we're really feeling it. And man,
yeah.
And on top of feeling it, about 3 or 4 days ago, my back went out again.
Yeah.
And it's been killing me. Like right now, it's killing me even just to stand here. So I've literally been doing nothing.
Yeah.
The past like 4 days. All I've been doing is sitting.
And getting pampered.
And getting pampered and trying to get my back to a working order. And luckily I have Roxane here to hold down the fort.
Yes, I've been taking the reins and running this place and keeping things in order while he's been down.
She's been doing a very, very good job, guys. Very good job. And with that, you have some stuff you want to get done today.
Yes, I do have some things. Anthony being down, it's kind of put a hold on our project we actually really want to work on. But it's just one thing after another. But that's okay. We've got other things we want to do. So I think today is going to be a really good day for me to tackle this task that I've been wanting to do actually now for a few months.
What she wants to do is change the whole feel.
Oh, yes.
Once again, guys.
Yes, absolutely.
She ain't playing around.
No, not today, guys. Quick little wardrobe change. Had to take off that big jacket because I'm in the house now and it's obviously a little bit warmer in here than it is outside. But there is this thing I want to get done and it actually involves my kitchen. As Anthony said, I will be changing the feel in here today. This is actually something I have been kind of going back and forth with doing. I wasn't really sure if it's the route I wanted to go, but giving it some time and some thought and looking at different pictures and other things like that, I'm able to go, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it, you know? And if worst case scenario, if it doesn't work out the way I'm thinking, I can always change it. So the feel I'm going to be changing in here, guys, is actually my cabinets. And over the past 2 years, I have find some things that I like about my kitchen and some things that I don't like about my kitchen. And one thing that I do not like about my kitchen is this. Now, I have shame for this, but my cabinet doors are absolutely disgusting. This one's not too bad. It's a little messy, but they are very, very dirty. It's very obvious how dirty they are when you stand back and actually like look at them, and I know it is an eyesore. So staring at these filthy cabinets all the time it really drives me nuts. And it's not that I don't clean my cabinets, because I do clean them. I've honestly been trying really hard to keep up on them. I've actually been scrubbing them so much that some of the paint is coming off. Now, when I decided to paint my kitchen cabinets white a couple years ago, I knew that that was a possibility, or that was something that was gonna happen, is that my cabinet doors and drawers were all gonna get filthy and it was gonna show because they are white. I have had white cabinets in my like in one of my past houses. I had white cabinets in there and it drove me crazy, but I just really love the white in here. I just want it, just brightens it up so much here in my kitchen. It just makes it feel more open and bigger, and it does make it feel a little bit more cleaner in here when like the kitchen's nice and clean and all that stuff. But just for the past couple of years, like I mentioned, I've been scrubbing these cabinets down to keep them clean, but between like having sticky fingers and working outside and then coming in here and getting a glass of water, they've just gotten really stained and really, really dirty, which I know some of you guys have noticed because you guys have commented and let me know how filthy my cabinets are and that I need to clean them. I do clean them. Just now it's just gotten to the point where, like I said, I scrub them so hard the paint's coming off. I did buy specific cabinet paint when I did paint these cabinets. Like, they are made for cabinets, like the paint is. Like, it says it is like the toughest paint of all. You can get it wet, scrub it down. Like that's the whole reason why I bought this special cabinet paint, was because when I'm like, oh, I'm gonna paint them white, I'm like, oh, well, I'll get a nice paint. That way when I do have to clean them, they'll stay cleaner and it won't be so bad. I won't scrub the paint off, but that didn't work out. I don't know if it's because I've had to like use little scrubby brushes to actually scrub these, because like I said, they get very sticky and dirty and just nasty. And using little scrub brushes probably just scrub the paint off, and then now every time I scrub it, it just gets worse. So I want to fix that. I'm gonna take all of my pretty decorations down for now. It's just temporary while I paint these. I don't wanna mess these up. So prior to starting this whole little project here, I asked Anthony if it would be better if I used his drill or if I use a screwdriver to take these doors off, and he suggested I use an actual screwdriver. One, he does not want me to strip out the screws, and if some of you guys know me, I am not very good when it comes to the drill, and I know it just takes practice and time using it, and I would get better. It's just, I don't know, I let Anthony do it. So, but I'm a one woman show today. I gotta do it all by myself, take all the doors off. So I wanna make sure I do it right so I don't mess anything up and make it harder for Anthony to have to do something. Don't wanna lose that, that's for sure. Ah, the first door's off! Another thing I want to make sure is that the cabinet doors actually get put back on the actual cabinets they belong to, because I don't want to mix them up. So I told Anthony I'll go ahead and like label all the cabinets, you know, T1 through however many, and then B1, you know, for tops and bottoms. I don't, like I mentioned, I don't want to screw this up in any way to where it just adds so much more work for, let's face it, it would add more work for Anthony and also myself too, but so I just want to make sure I get it all right. It looks so cluttery in here without the doors on. Like, it just makes this room feel so much smaller. So it makes me really glad that I have cabinet doors. I really miss them already, but I gotta change them up. I got all the cabinets off, and it looks so weird in here. It actually, like I've mentioned, it just feels so much smaller, and like now you guys can really see the cluttery mess of what I call my kitchen cabinets. I mean, they're not that filthy. They just look a little filthy because they're open and there's just so much stuff in there. But I got all the doors off. I got some doors. I got one stack. These are all the bottom doors, and then these are all the tops, and then my pantry door. And these are above the microwave. And I did put all the little screws and stuff in a little bag so we don't lose them. Definitely don't want that to happen. So I do want to paint my drawers, but I'm not gonna do that right now. I think I'm going to leave those. I do want to paint at least the cabinets. I'm gonna have to actually probably paint these inside, and right now my kitchen is just tore up with these cabinet doors on, so there's really not a whole lot of room to like move stuff around out of these drawers and store it somewhere. So for now, I'm just gonna leave these, and I'll get back to them here in a little bit. actually went to the store yesterday and picked up the paint that we're going to be using today. Now, you guys are probably very, very curious as to how and what color am I going to paint these cabinets. Get rid of that white in the house. And I've actually been debating and thinking in my head over and over, figuring out exactly what I think would be the perfect color and actually kind of tie everything in my house together. As you guys know, I'm all about the feng shui in there, making sure everything kind of looks good and has the same look throughout the entire house. And I think I found the perfect color that's actually gonna kind of give me the look and the vibe I'm looking for. And let me show you guys. That's right, I'm going to be painting the cabinets the same color I painted the accent wall there in the living room. I just want to throw this out here that I am not going to be painting all of the cabinets that green color. My plan is just to paint this border around my cabinets, mainly because that's where a lot of the fingerprints and where we touch because of the handles and stuff down here. So I think adding that darker green with the white, it's gonna look really good. Plus I also think with the green inside the kitchen, it's just gonna tie the living room and the kitchen together. Plus, I wanna throw this out here that we do have some other plans for the kitchen that are actually in the works right now. I'm just not there yet. So this is the start of it all. And I think my kitchen is gonna look even so much better than it already looks once everything is complete in there. I am going to be taping these so I don't get any on the middle part there. So then I would have to end up having to paint all the cabinets. And I don't want to do the whole cabinet, just the trim part. But I will say there is a slight chilly breeze in the air, so it's going to make work a little bit difficult today. Not only is it going to make me a little bit extra chilly, it's also bringing in this nice stenchy air. So we been letting the dogs kind of roam free, letting them out of the dog run for like the day, and then in the nighttime when it's actually super chilly outside, which it has been, we've been bringing the dogs in the house, letting them sleep inside to stay, you know, toasty warm. But the other day we let the dogs out, they were running around having fun, and Mora and Ghost took off. And they were gone for a while, and actually I heard Mora kind of down the road a little bit, and I could hear her barking, and it sounded like she had found something she was barking at. And I even said that to Anthony. I said, hey, I hear Mora, she's down there barking at something. She's found something down there. And then the barking kind of stopped, and Mora and Ghost were gone for another hour and a half or so. And Anthony and I were out here calling and calling and calling, and it was starting to get really dark outside, and it was really cold. It was going to be chilly that night. So we called and called and called them. They didn't come back. We kept trying to call them, and then finally we were hanging out in Thunderdome, and Ghost comes running up onto the deck, and I went, oh, there's Ghost. So of course Anthony opens the door, says, come on Ghost, come on inside, and within like 3 seconds of him being in there, we're like, what does that smell? So right away we threw Ghost outside. Mora comes running over too from wherever she was hiding at. She comes over, we bring her in, and within like 2 seconds she smells. We throw her out. So as we're smelling and kind of investigating, we kind of figured out what was wrong, and I can tell you guys, they got a hold of a skunk, and they reek. So just the 5 seconds they were in the house, I mean, inside Thunderdome, like we had to air it out for like 30 minutes and like light incenses and have candles burning. It just reeked so bad in there. So unfortunately, because of them smelling and not being all the greatest, we've had to lock them up in the dog run and leave them out here for a few days to kind of air out, because one, the weather is very cold, so it's kind of hard to give them a bath at this time. I want to say that I do not have a bathtub inside the house. I really don't want them in there because they do smell so bad. So it's kind of hard to give them a bath, especially like in my shower, because I don't have a tub. I don't have like a shower head that you can move around. It's attached. So I don't really have the proper means to give them a bath, a nice warm bath. So we're leaving them kind of in the dog run for right now to kind of air out a little bit. And today, like I was mentioning, the wind is just blowing, so it's blowing in some cold air. It's also, I get this random whiff of stinky, nasty skunk. And I feel so bad for them because I'm sure they really want to come out and hang out with me today, especially because I am working right here. But they smell, and I definitely don't want them to run off again and find another skunk and then re-trigger it all over again, because this isn't the first time they've done this. This is the second time they've got a hold of a skunk, and I don't know what it is, but they just find the most nastiest, stinky things to mess with, and that's what they do. Got the first one taped and ready to paint. I will say it kind of really changes the feel of this door, even just with the blue paint on there. I was kind of like, oh, maybe that blue's kind of cool. But nah, I ain't got no blue in the house, so that's not gonna work. But I'm very excited, guys, to get this painted and just see what it looks like. So I'm gonna just paint one and to kind of do a trial run, just make sure it's gonna look good before I get all crazy. So wish me luck, guys.
Some already?
Yes, I started. I've only got one done so far. Well, it's not even done, but you can kind of see what color and how it's gonna look. What do you think?
I think it'll match the living room.
Yeah, I think it will tie the living room and the kitchen and stuff just all together, and I think it's gonna look really nice.
Yeah.
It's very deceiving right now because you got that blue on there, so it's really hard to fully grasp the whole look, you know?
Yeah, I think it's gonna look nice, baby.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's gonna really change the feel in there and change my life with dirty cabinets.
Hey, we talked about that at the very beginning.
Oh, I know. I knew that was a thing for me, but
That's okay though.
yeah.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, thanks, baby. I think so too. I think it's looking very nice.
I feel bad that you're doing all this by yourself.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't mind.
I would be out here helping you.
You know me, I love painting. I'm just very messy at it. That's why I gotta do it inside.
Outside, you mean?
That's what I meant. Outside.
Painting and raking.
Yeah. Those are my two favorite things.
You're the best at it, baby.
Yeah. I really like it too. I think it actually, when they're installed and like looking back, it's probably gonna look really, really good with all the cabinets up. So, and Anthony seems to like it, so I think it is a go with these cabinets.
Oh, I'm just a country girl in a real big world. You can catch me on 65, driving to the mountaintop. I don't make no stops. Yeah, this town was once all that I knew. I'll never forget my roots. I'll never forget my roots. Maybe I'll end up in the city, underneath all the flashing lights. Maybe I'll be in a new country, but when I go to sleep at night, oh, I'm just a country girl in a real big world. You can catch me on 65, driving to the mountaintop. I don't make no stops. Yeah, this town was once all that I knew. I'll never forget my roots. I'll never forget my roots. I'll never forget my roots. I'll never forget my roots.
This is taking a little bit longer, and I will say it's partly because it is very cold outside right now. I would say it's probably maybe 31 degrees outside. It's very chilly, and then the wind's blowing, so it's kind of making it hard to paint these as far as just the paint, but that's okay. It's working. I'm getting it on there, but I'm gonna end up having to do 2 coats on these. You can see some of the brush marks and stuff like that from painting them. So I did do the first one, and I did do a second coat on that just to see how good it turned out, and it actually looks really well. I'd show you guys, but It's still very wet. I don't want to touch these. So I'm gonna actually need to leave these out here to dry. I'm gonna keep them in the sun, let those dry, come back out here and do another coat, and then all of my top cabinets will be painted. I still have to do the bottom. I haven't even started on those ones yet. So this one here has got the second coat on it, and if you guys can see, it's still got some brush marks. I'm noticing as it's drying, the brush marks are kind of fading out and stuff like that, and it's smoothing out and looking really good. Here's a one with just one coat. Still drying, still very, very wet, but it's turning out good. I actually really like these cabinets. I can't wait to take that blue tape off there so I can really get a good look at them, but I think they're gonna match perfect in there. I had to go inside and warm up a little bit and get a nice cup of hot coffee. Had to take a quick little coffee / warming break because man, it is very chilly out here, but I'm like working out right here in the sun, so it feels really good. But my cabinets are still drying, so I think I'm gonna move these into the supply room for now and let these kind of dry off. That way I can get started on the bottoms, because I'd really like to get this first coat of paint done today. That way I can reinstall them again tomorrow and see what it all looks like when it's done. But it's just so cold out here. It's not drying very fast, and it's just taking a little bit longer to get this all done. So gotta be careful moving these around so I don't bump them. Man, I think it's colder inside here than it is outside. Needs to get the sunlight in here and start warming this place up, because man, it's freezing. I got all of the bottom cabinets out, all the handles removed, and everything taped. I'm officially ready to start painting these bottom cabinets. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Painting it takes so much time. I forgot how much time it takes because I feel like I've been at it all day and I feel like I haven't really accomplished a lot, but I have accomplished a lot. But it's just taking a little bit longer, and I'm sure part of it's because it's just so cold outside. I'm like freezing. It's hard to feel like the paintbrush in my hand, and I keep making, messes and dropping the paintbrush and splashing the paint all over the place. So I'm a very messy painter, just throwing that out there. I've always been. That's part of the reason why I'm painting these outside right now, is because I am such a messy painter. I don't want to get like paint and stuff all over my countertops. I don't really want to get paint on the floor, and I don't want to wrap everything in plastic, and so I figured it's just easier for me to do it out here and do it right here in the sun and soak in some nice sun rays, and hopefully it makes me a little toasty or warm now that the sun's kind of moved over a little bit now. So it's crazy to me. I'm painting my cabinets, and it feels like just yesterday I was out here actually painting them for the first time, and I was so excited to finally have my kitchen. Like, I'm still very excited about it. It's like my favorite part in the whole house. I probably spend, guys, no joke, like 80% of the day inside the kitchen. And a lot of times I'm not doing anything. I'm just kind of hanging out. That's where I like to hang out and just do stuff and watch my shows and hang out. It's my favorite spot. So it's like a bittersweet thing. I'm painting them and I'm like, man, I was so, amped up, and, and of course, I'm going to tell you guys this too. Again, I knew when I painted these cabinets white that at some point I probably was going to change it. Like I mentioned, I wanted the brightness in there and all that good stuff just for my kitchen, just to make it more brighter, feel more open, which it does. Just like there's no cabinet doors in there, and I was inside the house just a little bit ago, and I was like, man, it feels so much smaller in here with these doors and all the clutterness in the cabinets. And so I'm glad I have cabinet doors on my cabinets, because to be honest with you guys, that was an option that we talked about, was just not putting any cabinets up on the top, just having shelves to put stuff on, but I kind of lean more towards getting the cabinets on top with the doors. That way, you know, you don't see all that clutter. Because you guys know me, I'm a cook. So I have a lot of kitchen appliances, kitchen utensils that I use. You know, I got various pots and pans. I got it going on in that little kitchen in there. But I can't help it, guys. Cooking's a hobby for me, so. Well, I don't know if it's because the sun's out a little bit more than it was this morning, but the paint is going on a little bit better now. That it's not so much frozen. I mean, it's still cold out here, but it doesn't feel like it's freezing out here now. It's a little bit more tolerable. I really like this color, guys, this green. Oh, hi, Sylvia. Where's that blue? That's blue. Blue's up here. Come on, Blue. I don't want you to get paint on you. I know. The cats, guys, have been jumping on and off this table all day long. I have a cabinet door that I painted on the other batch I did. It actually has little kitty prints all over it. I'm gonna have to clean it off when I'm done. I'm probably gonna clean all these doors before I put them back on. That way I know that they're super clean, like really clean. Yeah, see? The paint's going on so much easier and better now. I got the last 2 cabinet doors right here that I'm gonna paint. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, and I've mentioned it probably a couple times in this video, but this is taking so much longer than I thought it was gonna take. When I woke up this morning, that's okay. I'm sure part of it is because I'm working by myself. I don't have Anthony here, so I had to do everything, like remove the doors and remove the handles and get everything prepped for the paint. And not to mention, guys, like I said, it's a one-woman show today. I'm actually the one in charge of the camera today too, so it's just taking me a little bit longer today. I mean, Wyatt's gonna be home very soon. I'm still gonna be painting when he gets here. But I did get all the bottom ones painted. I put them inside the supply room. I'm gonna actually let all my cabinets dry overnight, and I'm gonna do the second coat tomorrow morning. It's, like I've said, it's just so cold. It's just taking the cabinets a little while longer to dry. But that's okay. I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, well, while those are drying for the second coat, I'll go inside and maybe start working on those drawers. That way I can get that done. I'd prefer to do that while Wyatt is at school. That way I know that he won't be here to, you know, touch it by accident or forget they're painted and rub up on it. You know how kids are. Speaking of Wyatt and coming home from school, today was actually Wyatt's first day back since that whole snowstorm and everything happened. He got really lucky last week. The road conditions were very bad out there, so the bus was unable to get up here. And then on Friday, he could actually come up here to pick up Wyatt, but of course, not really of course, he earned a free day off, and it just so happened that Friday was his free day off, so he ended up not going to school that day. And then, it was on Monday, it was Martin Luther King's birthday, MLK Day, so he didn't have school that day either. So he lucked out and got like a super long weekend, and he's gonna actually have a very short week this week. So that was kind of his motivation this morning. When I woke him up, I reminded him, you only got 4 days this week, Wyatt. It's not gonna take you long to get back into the swing of it. You're just kind of easing into it, and then you should be good to go for next week. No, look. Oh, I got a little bit of that green paint on the actual door panel. See, I told you guys, I'm a very messy painter. I was holding this up while talking on the camera, and I didn't realize I have so much paint on my sleeve here, and I got it all over the cabinet. So that's okay. I got extra white paint. I can fix that, but I was trying to avoid that, but that's okay. Anthony's decided to come back out and see how the progress is going.
Yeah. I want to see him.
Yeah, be very careful, baby. All right.
I got it.
Ugh.
Okay, you're gonna need 2 coats.
Yeah, for sure. So I got them all laid out in here, drying, doing their thing. But definitely gonna need 2 coats. You can see like all the brush marks and stuff.
Yeah.
I will say though, when they actually start to dry, because the original paint that's on these cabinet white paint, it's actually like a self-leveling and smoothing out paint. Like it's a special paint that I bought for these cabinets.
Yeah, it was expensive.
Yeah, it was a very expensive paint. So I think that's also kind of helping with like as it dries that it kind of, you know, smooths out and
Yeah.
less brush marks. Cause like here, this is the very, very, very first one I painted. And that one was pretty bad. It had some pretty bad brush marks. I mean, it's got a little bit, but I've only done 1 coat.
Yeah, once you do 2 coats, it'll look really nice.
Yeah, so, but they're turning out really good. I can't wait to get them installed and see what they look like all in there.
Yeah. I think it's looking good, baby.
Yeah, I think so too. Right, Blue? Okay, I got the last 2 cabinets painted and I put them in the supply room to dry overnight. Hopefully tomorrow will be a little bit warmer, so maybe I won't have so much struggle with like painting and freezing out here. Because I really think I need to get a 2nd coat on there, and plus I do need to still paint the drawers in the house. So I got a little plan for tomorrow, so this will have to continue on tomorrow.